Welcome to the PLT podcast, Lottie Tomlinson.
Hello.
Yay, babes. Hi, how are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Oh, I'm so good, thank you. It's amazing to have you here. You look amazing, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Your hair. I just can't cope with how good. Yeah, how can you look this good during lockdown?
Do you know what? I've just had my hair done actually, so I think that's helped. I've had my roots done.
What good timing. That was perfect timing for the podcast. Amazing. Yeah. Well, thank you very much for joining us today. Now, the episode today is all about being creative. So obviously we thought you'd be an amazing guest for this because you have been in the creative industry for a while now, doing so many things. I mean, what haven't you done from being a model to makeup artistry to owning your own business? I mean, wow. And all by the age of 22. Tell me, how did your kind of career all start off in the creative industry?
So when I was like 15, I didn't get into sixth form at school and my brother was already on tour. So my mum was like, why don't you go and assist the hair and makeup artist? Because I always wanted to be a makeup artist.
Oh,
and I was like, oh no, I'm too scared. Like I couldn't even imagine going away and doing something like that. But my mum was like, just go and do a week and you'll get really good work experience and it'll set you up to be doing makeup. So I went and then I ended up staying for another 3 weeks and then I ended up staying for the whole world tour for the next 2 years. And that just then timed in perfectly because Instagram became a massive thing just as we came off that tour and I'd had all these followers. So it just fell into my lap really.
It's crazy to think that at 15 you went on this tour with, what is now one of the world's biggest boy bands and of course your brother Louis. How was it going through that time? Because 15 years old to be going and doing those things, I don't think many people that age or even now could relate to that really. What was it actually like?
I mean, it was obviously a big transition. I was so shy and young, just like any other 15-year-old. I think it was a really good way for me to get out there and get some really good people skills and life skills and give me a taste of the working world. And I think it kind of gave me a head start into being able to, work with people and get a bit of an insight into the industry. So yeah, it was a lot, but I think it really helped me with what I'm doing now.
It must have been crazy, like I say, to be that young, I can't imagine it. What was one of the wildest things that happened on that tour? Can you tell us any fond memories from it?
I think it was just obviously travelling as such a big group. We'd get planes where it's just all of us crew. The hotels, we'd end up just having the whole floor of a hotel because there's that many of us. So just it's like a massive family kind of on the road, which is really nice.
And what main things do you think you learned from going on that tour and doing those things? Obviously, I guess your skills within the makeup industry and the beauty world must have obviously grown throughout that time. But what kind of main things do you think you took away from that experience as a whole?
I think I really kind of learned how to work well in a team and how to kind of not have any entitlements. Obviously, I was Louis' sister, so I could have kind of come along and done the bare minimum, but I really got stuck in and Lou, who I was assisting, she taught me you've got to, work your way up and you have to do the assistant jobs and you have to muck in and do the kind of stuff you don't really want to do to kind of get there. So I think it was a really good way for me to learn just to get stuck in and not take it for granted kind of thing.
And what was it like working with your brother? Because I've got a brother, so I don't know how fond your relationship is, but did you get on during the tour?
Yeah, we did. I think there was a few, obviously times where we'd have a few little arguments, but it was very rare. And I think it was more, I was still so young, so I kind of made a few mistakes and he wanted to make sure he was keeping me on the right tracks. So yeah, that was quite interesting. But now looking back, I needed that lesson to be learned.
That's it. Yeah. That's it. It's the learning curve. And I guess before Louis went on to the X Factor, did you have kind of a normal childhood before that, would you say?
Yeah, completely. We were just a big family. We kind of were the same as anyone else. And then obviously it got turned upside down all of a sudden. But in the best way, really. We were all so happy for him and to be able to go along on the journey with him and watch him do what he loved and get so much success was amazing for us all.
And what was that transition like? Was it kind of an instant transition, from the day it started, from, the day he was there? Was it okay, there's no normal life anymore, it's completely in the spotlight? Or did it kind of take a while?
You know what, it was quite quick because he went on X Factor and then before you knew it, he was at judges' houses and then he was in the live shows and then there wasn't really an in-between for them. They kind of, even though they came third and they finished, they didn't really have a break. They went straight on to start a theatre tour. So really, looking back, it did happen like that. I can't remember a transition period, really. It kind of just, one day we were just a normal family and he was at home, the next he was gone.
Wow. And you were so young. So I think when he was on X Factor, were you 12? Is that right?
Yeah, I was like 12.
12 years old. So how was it like actually adjusting to that? I guess you're still in school. How was it going through that big change? Because it's not like a normal change that everybody goes through kind of thing.
Yeah. So it was quite tricky because I think that age is such a transitional age. I've just started secondary school and I was trying to find my feet there and you're trying to make friends. And then all of a sudden, like, your brother's on X Factor, so everyone kind of wants to know you a bit for that. So you have to kind of be careful who you trust and that kind of thing. So it was quite tricky, but really there were so many benefits from it as well. We were able to like go and watch him and see him do what he loved. So yeah, it was good.
And going back to kind of when you were working on the tour, who did you kind of have to like look out for you? Because you were so young, like you said, you were 15 years old, you've been thrust into this limelight, thrust into this working environment in the creative industry. Who kind of helped you through that time? Was there anybody that kind of looked out for you or helped you steer through this early time in your career?
I think Lou has to be the person that completely just took me under her wing and taught me everything that I know. She didn't really have a choice no matter when I went on tour. My mum was like, you're going. And then luckily we got on and she wanted to keep me around, but she completely just took me under her wing and we'd share a room and she taught me everything I knew and completely looked after me. So I've got her to thank for that.
And you guys have stayed so close following this as well, haven't you?
Yeah, we're still like best friends. She literally lives up the road, so...
Oh, really?
Yeah, she lives like halfway up the road, so we're always just wandering down to each other's houses.
Oh my God, I love that. Close. I love that. It's so nice to see like that relationship is, developed whilst you were young and continued to where you are today. That's so nice to know.
Yeah. Really
and
nice.
you kind of mentioned before, like at the time when you were on the tour, when you were younger and when Lou was on the X Factor, social media was beginning to blow up, and as was your online social presence. I remember listening to something where you were on Facebook and you just got flooded with friend requests, which I can imagine. I can remember people actually talking about these things when they went onto the X Factor and their family members experiencing this, which must have just been a wild time for you.
Yeah, I just remember, like, obviously Facebook was the massive thing back then, and it was all about who has the most friends on Facebook, and I started getting all these requests, and I was like, oh my God. I used to just sit at night and accept, and I was like, yes, my friend number's just going up and up. And then I think it was Twitter that came up next. That was kind of the next big thing. I think that was maybe 6 months or a year after the boys started. I think that started becoming a thing. I remember making a Twitter account, and then I started getting loads of followers on that. And even now, I've still got a couple of million on Twitter. I don't even use it that much anymore. But yeah, it was mental how it just blew up.
It's crazy. And how much do you think that has kind of impacted your career to where you are today? Because you have built this huge platform. Obviously, your Instagram is ginormous. So how much do you think that's impacted your kind of journey and what you're doing today?
I think it's like a massive part of what I do, because obviously my job is a social media influencer.
Yeah.
So I've been lucky that it just kind of blew up and I hadn't really had to develop those followers naturally. So I'm really thankful for that.
And then through everything you've done so far up until this point, you then went on to create your very own brand, Tanologist, which I'm obsessed with. And for anybody watching, I've actually got it on right now. I tested it out last night.
Nice glare. I was actually going to say what tan you wear. Do you know what I need to do? I need to do it later.
Babes, I always do a tan before the podcast, and I was like, do you know what? I'm going to try Tanologist because I've actually not used it before, and I'm so impressed. I only did this last night, and I've got the dark water on, and I love it. And the drops on my face, oh my God, they're life-changing.
Yeah, they are.
I love them, but what... If you may say so yourself, yeah, babes, own it completely. But what made you want to start this brand and start Tanologist from the beginning?
So obviously with social media, it's good, but I kind of always had the thought in the back of my head that if Instagram kind of goes away one day, then I didn't really have anything solid to show for what I've built up. So I kind of wanted to create a brand, and I was really into makeup, and I still am. I think that was quite saturated and everyone was kind of doing makeup brands. And another thing I'd always loved was tanning, but I'd never been able to find a tanning brand or a certain product that worked for me. It would always break me out. It'd always go on my skin. I was constantly either really orange or patchy. So I just thought, why not create a tan? So that's when I made Tanologist.
Wow. And it's 100% vegan and cruelty free, which obviously we love. And it's available on PLT for anybody who doesn't know. So I literally went on site last night and copped that drop. I was so happy. And it came and now I'm glowing. I love it. But yeah, you've grown the brand to be available pretty much worldwide now in the UK, in the US and Australia. Yeah. Did you ever imagine it would kind of get as big as it has?
Never. I remember when we launched and it was just in Superdrug and it was like kind of a trial phase and it was like, you've got to sell this many products and it needs to work, and I was so nervous. I remember thinking, I don't know how I'm going to pull this off. I don't think I'm going to be able to kind of hit these targets. And then as time went on, then we got asked to go into Target, and then it was Priceline in Australia, and then there's so many more retailers that we're in now, like on PLT and everything. So I still can't believe to this day how much it's blown up.
It's amazing to see you doing so well. And what's been like your favorite product to create? Because like I mentioned some of the products before, but there are so many amazing ones in the range. But I want to know, what's your favorite so then I can go out and buy it?
It's such a tough question. I always get asked this. I think the drops are one of my favorite just because you can use them on your body, you can use them on the face, you can mix them with anything and they don't break me out. It's one of the only products I can use on my face that doesn't break me out. But I do also love my Body Beam, which is my new glow product.
Ooh.
We took like over a year creating it, and I've sent it back so many times it wasn't right. But yeah, I absolutely love that. I can't go out without it on.
Right, so that is the go-to product. I need to go and try that. I'm gonna have to go away and go and get that after the recording
because the Body Beam. You won't regret.
But there you go. I need that glow always. So there you go, guys. That's the favorite product. And I mean, 2020 has been a pretty wild year for everybody. But how has the happenings of the year with the pandemic, with everything going on with COVID, kind of impacted your brand? Have you had to find more ways to be creative in getting around the restrictions at all?
Yeah, so we've had to adapt massively because a lot of our kind of promotion and stuff like that has been travel, and we were launching in Ulta in LA at the start of lockdown, and we had to completely change that and not go, and we've kind of just had to adapt. But it's been quite nice to kind of just give people something to do at home to tan and make themselves feel better and stuff like that. So it has been quite nice to kind of adapt and just show people that they can still make themselves feel good even though they're at home and on lockdown.
Yeah, I think like no matter, this lockdown has been obviously crazy and we've all been spending a lot more time indoors, but I've still wanted to tan all the time because whenever I'm kind of feeling a bit down or not good about myself, tan is the one thing that really gets me like, okay, I'm back. Yeah. I am back where I need to be. So it's definitely one of those things that I think people continue to use no matter what, really.
Yeah. Yeah, it always made me feel better if I was feeling a bit down or feeling a bit rubbish. It's just something to do. It's a pamper. It's like self-care, isn't it?
It definitely is. It's my favourite self-care.
Yeah, me too. I feel a different person when I've got a fresh tan.
Yes, it is. That's when I come into the podcast and I've got a fresh tan and I'm like, yes, I'm ready for this.
Ready to go.
You've got to have that fresh tan.
Yeah.
And what kind of tips would you give to our listeners on staying maybe creative and motivated during, this time that we're going through where we're all spending a little bit more time indoors? What have you kind of found to help you stay motivated?
I think working out's a really big one for me. I try and wake up and do a little bit of something, even if it's just a good stretch or like a 15-minute workout or something like that. I think it really starts your mind off well and gives you like a good start to the day. And also writing things down. I'll always make a list of what I need to do or what I want to achieve. And I think that's a really good way to stay motivated.
There you go, guys. I think, definitely making lists is like a huge thing for me. I've been doing vision boards during lockdown. So I've been planning like, what do I really want for 2021? Like this is the year where I need to focus on what I really want. So that's a huge thing for me. Do you do things like that as well?
Do you know what? I haven't, but I've seen a lot of people doing that. So I might try it. I think it's a nice way to kind of visually see and plan and manifest everything that you want to achieve.
I just love manifestation. Is that even a word, manifestation?
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, we're going to say it is. Exactly, it definitely is now. But I love to manifest all of my kind of dreams. And I think that's something that during this time, a lot of people have been spending a lot more time doing. Did you also get tired in doing a lot of baking or cooking or any different skills over lockdown?
Do you know what? My best friend that I live with, she's like the cook, so she kind of did all that. I didn't really get involved, but so many people were doing banana breads and what was that? Why was that such a craze?
I feel like I don't know where banana breads came from. There was banana breads and then there was like whipped iced coffee. That was like a TikTok thing.
Yeah, that makes me feel funny. It reminds me of that first lockdown, doesn't it? Yeah.
I know, it feels like It feels like so long ago. It really does. Like, it's really crazy to think where we are now and where that was back then.
Yeah, it's mad.
But I mentioned before, you've done so much so young in your career and in business. But I know that also earlier in the year during the pandemic, you also worked on a much more personal project to you. Mm-hmm. Can you tell us a little bit about your campaign with Sue Ryder and what it's meant to you to work with them on that project?
Yeah, so I wanted to get involved in some charities that specialise in grief, because obviously I've lost a couple of really close people in my life, and I kind of, when I got to quite a good point with my grief, I wanted to help people, and also with COVID happening, I thought it was a perfect time to get involved and try and help. So I got involved with Sue Ryder for their grief campaign, and it's just to basically bring awareness towards grief. So I think it's such a taboo subject, and people don't really talk about it, and they don't really know how to talk to people about it, which is kind of half the problem. I think once we kind of work out how we can talk to people about their grief and be there for people in the best way possible, I think that everyone will be able to deal with grief a little bit better.
And I think it's amazing that you're encouraging people to speak out and, you know, also sharing your story as well to kind of hopefully maybe help someone that might be struggling with grief themselves. But do you think that kind of going through that process and that project helped you at all? Yeah,
completely. Like, it gives me kind of a purpose in my grief, and to be able to turn what I've been through, which is such a sad, negative kind of experience, to turn that into a positive has just meant so much to me. And I don't think I would have dealt with what I've been through half as well if I hadn't been able to have done that. And just the feeling it gives me to be able to now hopefully help someone with my story just means a lot.
It's great to see you doing so well, Lottie. And do you plan on doing anything further with that in the future at all?
Yeah, definitely. I'm an ambassador for Sue Ryder now, so I've got a lot of oncoming things that I'm going to help them with. And obviously all their fundraisers have had to be cancelled this year, but there's a December dash that I've been trying to push on my page for people to go out and do some walks and stuff like that. Anything we can do in lockdown to kind of, you know, keep strong and keep motivated. So yeah, lots more from us in the future.
And for anyone who doesn't know, tell us a little bit about the December Dash and what that kind of is all about.
So you can sign up to do a 5k walk or a run every day in December. And I really kind of resonated with that, because walking during lockdown has been such a big help to me. I couldn't believe how much just a daily walk kind of helped like my mental state and kind of cleared my head. So yeah, it was really good to be able to encourage people to get involved in that. And I had so many people sign up and say that they were getting involved, which was amazing too.
It must be amazing to, you know, hear from other people that you may be helping them as well. Do you get lots of messages from other people that are kind of reaching out to you to say that, you know, what you're doing has helped them?
Yes, I get messages every single day. I think it's one of the most common messages I do get is from people saying that they've been through similar things and my story's kind of helped, and that they kind of get a lot of strength from hearing me talk about my experiences, which is so nice. And it's also nice for me because it makes me feel less alone. You don't realise how many people are actually going through similar things. So yeah, it's so nice to hear that I can be a bit of a help to someone.
Well, like I said, Lottie, it's great to see you doing so well. And I mean, thank you so much for sharing that with us. Now, what is next for you? What have you kind of got planned for 2021? Because like I say, you've got so many achievements under your belt already, but what do you kind of hope to achieve in the future?
I think I'm just excited to hopefully get travelling again and kind of go away and promote my tan more. Got a few projects coming up next year that I can't share, but they'll all become clear next year, which I'm really excited about. So yeah, I just want to carry on building my brand, getting involved with some of my charities, and yeah, just trying to do some good.
Well, we look forward to that. I'm so excited for that because I know whatever you do, it's going to be amazing. We've been following your journey, you know, from the beginning, and we'll continue to follow it forever, really. I'm really excited to see whatever happens in 2021 and in the future. And hopefully, I mean, maybe we can all see each other one day. Who knows, next year.
Give each other a hug. That would be nice.
It'd be so nice to do this in person. But I mean, this is actually probably the smoothest interview over, what do we call it? Over the internet, like remotely, we've actually done so far. So thank you so much. It's gone so well, thank you. Now, we are actually going to go on to an exclusive part of the podcast in a minute where we take some questions from your followers. But before we do, I wanted to ask you a question as well, Lottie.
Okay.
Now, could you tell us and tell our listeners one thing about you that nobody knows?
Oh.
I've hit you with a surprise one there, babe.
Okay. Maybe something people don't know about me is that I'm left-handed.
Oh, okay.
Bit of a
there we
boring
go.
one, but I don't think anyone knows that about me. So
Babes, it's exclusive content either way. It's exclusive. Nobody knows about it. She's a lefty. And yeah, we love you for it, babe. Thank you very much. Okay, guys, this is the exclusive part of the podcast where we are going to delve into Lottie's DMs. So if you're watching on YouTube, you need to head over now to a streaming app of your choice to listen to this exclusive content.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, but it's been amazing getting to know you. Thank you so much. Now go and enjoy your sushi and the rest of your day. And we will see you real soon.
Amazing. Thank you.
Thanks,
Bye.
babe. And thank you so much to everybody for listening. This has been PLT Behind Closed Doors, starring the amazing Lottie Tomlinson. If you have enjoyed this episode, make sure to subscribe and leave us a review.